A father stands in the desert, holding a knife over his own son. And billions of people still remember that moment today. Most people think Eid al-Adha is just about sacrificing an animal. It's not. It's a story about a knife, a father, and the most terrifying test in human history. The sacrifice Muslims perform every year is not really about a sheep. It's about a conversation that happened more than 4,000 years ago between a father and his son. This is that conversation.
Long before Mecca was a city, long before Islam had a name, there was a man named Ibrahim. He was born among people who worshipped statues made with their own hands, stone idols, stars, the moon, the sun. But Ibrahim kept asking a dangerous question. How can something that disappears be God? He watched the stars rise, then vanish. He watched the moon glow, then fade. He watched the sun dominate the sky, then set into darkness. Allah records this in the Quran, in Surah Al-An'am, verses 76 to 78. Ibrahim realized anything that disappears cannot be worthy of worship. That realization cost him everything. He turned away from his people, his traditions, even his own family. One day, he would even destroy the idols himself. And for choosing Allah alone, Ibrahim became an exile.
Years passed. Ibrahim grew old with no son, no heir, no future to carry his name. He prayed for a child until hope itself began to fade. But Allah does not abandon the patient. In his old age, Allah blessed Ibrahim with a son through Hajar. His name was Ismail. An old man who thought he would die alone now held a miracle in his arms, and Ibrahim loved him deeply. He raised Ismail with care. They walked together, worked together, prayed together. Ismail became more than a son. He became Ibrahim's heart. And that is exactly why the test was coming. Then Allah commanded Ibrahim to take Hajar and the baby Ismail into a barren desert valley. No water, no food, no people, nothing. Ibrahim left them there and began walking away. Hajar ran after him and asked, "Has Allah commanded you to do this?" Ibrahim replied, "Yes." And Hajar said, "Then Allah will not abandon us." Soon the water was gone. Hajar ran desperately between the hills of Safa and Marwa 7 times, searching for help. Then Allah sent the angel Jibril. The earth burst open. Water emerged beneath the feet of baby Ismail. Zamzam. And more than 4,000 years later, it still flows today. Years passed. Ismail grew into a strong and righteous young man. Then, one night, Ibrahim saw something in a dream. He was sacrificing his own son. The dream returned again and again. In Islam, The dreams of prophets are revelation. This was not imagination. Allah was commanding Ibrahim to sacrifice the son he had waited a lifetime for, the son he loved more than anything in this world. Ibrahim had already left his home, left his people, left everything behind for Allah. Now he was being asked to surrender the thing most precious to him. Ibrahim went to his son, not only as a prophet, but as a father carrying the heaviest burden imaginable. Allah records this moment in Surah As-Safat, verses 102 to 107. Imagine the weight of those words. How do you tell your own son that Allah commanded you to sacrifice him? Ibrahim said, "My son, I have seen in a dream that I am sacrificing you. So tell me, what do you think?" There was no anger in his voice, no hesitation, only heartbreak. Silence filled the space between them. Then Ismail answered, "O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah wills, among the patient." A young man hears that his own father has been commanded to kill him, and he does not run, he does not fight, he does not ask, "Why me?" Instead, he strengthens his father. In that moment, father and son stood together in complete submission to Allah. Two hearts walking toward the impossible. Father and son walked together into the desert. No one knows what silence filled that journey. The wind moved across the sand. The knife waited. Ibrahim laid Ishmael down gently on his forehead so he would not have to look into his son's eyes. Then he raised the blade. And Allah called out, "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the vision." This was the test. Allah had never wanted Ishmael's blood. He wanted Ibrahim's complete submission. A ram was sent down from heaven and sacrificed in Ishmael's place. The knife fell upon the animal, not the boy. Allah records this in Surah As-Safat, verses 104 to 107. Ibrahim had passed the greatest test imaginable, because his love for Allah was greater than his love for this world. And from that day forward, Muslims remember this moment every year during Eid al-Adha. But the real sacrifice was never the animal. The real sacrifice was attachment. Every person has an Ismail, something they love more than Allah, something they struggle to let go of. When you see the knife on the morning of Eid, remember, it is not just a ritual. It is a 4,000-year-old conversation between a father and his son. The knife never cut Ismail. It cut Ibrahim's attachment to this world. So ask yourself, what are you unwilling to sacrifice for Allah? If this story moved you, subscribe to the Siraj and remember the conversation.